Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom for Path to Nowhere. Unfortunately, my past self called it. I was indeed going to have to touch the strand from hell today. Did not quite get it perfect. I got it pretty close though, and I actually think the upward turn looks really good. There's only a couple of places I need to touch up there. But there's a lot more on this lower side. It's all kinds of shenanigans right through there. It's fairly small, so I'm kind of hoping that it'll all just kind of work out when I poke at it enough, but still, I feel the urge to sigh. I laugh to fight the urge to sigh. But, yes. This entire area is just always such a nightmare to work with. But I do feel like most of it was just things got a little bit thin right through here, and the highlight is perhaps not quite in the right spot. I want to double check that. But first, I was going to check the thickness of it all. Okay. That helped the thickness a bit, but it turns out the thickness problems were really only on the top, and right through here was okay, so I gotta undo that part, but that's fine. If that's all I really have to adjust, then I will be so happy. Okay, there's still some stuff over there too. I'm gonna take a look at the mesh, see if it can give me a couple of ideas for what might be going wrong here. Okay. It gave me a couple. As it tends to. Getting the spacing through here is always pretty hard. But yeah, hopefully once I finish my touch-ups here, I can just go right into turning on that last little strand. I can get that last little strand in. Before the stream started, I also took a look at the very top of her hair, just this part up here. And I think I know what to do to fix it, so I actually do not think that will require too much effort. A couple of parts might, but overall I do not actually think it'll be too hard, so I think the hardest part of today is actually just going to be touching up the strand from hell. Because it is from hell. It haunts my dreams. You know, I'm realizing I've been having like super bad insomnia all week. I wonder if I'm betting it might actually be the strand from hell's fault now. It's doing everything it can to stop me from finishing the bottle. It's okay, I should be fine. I can work my way through. Okay, pretty close. I think I also need to fix the back strand here just a tad. And once again, I see some small thickness problems, so I will thicken things up back here. Just move the outside vertices a little bit further away from everything. That'll make everything just a little bit thicker. And I think I might need to touch the loop there just a little bit more too. Oh, no, that is just what it looks like. Okay, cool. Nothing to worry about then. Alright, looks pretty good. I think that's all I needed to do. Thank goodness. I was worried for a second there. Alright, hold on, I'm a little bit phlegmy, I got a cough. Okay. There we go, that should be much better. Okay. So back here, I don't know, I felt like the vertices were squirming a little bit. So I figured I'd give this area just a little bit of attention as well. Everything's gotta work together. And I saw this on both my upper and lower left. So I will go do this for both of them. I'm not surprised. By the end of yesterday, I was extremely tired. So, I actually ended up passing out on the couch for 2 hours. I always hate it when I do that because it means I get nothing done. Don't get to do any of the fun things that I want to do before my kids get up. No drawing, no writing. No learning languages. All the things that's hard to do while they're awake. But it's okay. I needed the sleep. And like I said, I still didn't sleep last night, so it's just as well that I did, because that would be like the 4th day in a row that I think I only got like 4 hours of sleep. Insomnia is the worst. See, this is why I complain about my body so much. It just does things. And it doesn't always make sense to me. Needs better diagnostics. It's like, I don't want to sleep. Sleeping is terrible. But the body demands it. And then I go and say, okay, here. I have set up ideal circumstances for sleeping. Go ahead and get the sleeping that you need. I will lay here horizontally for 8 or 9 hours. So this way you can get that thing. Whatever it is. My body's just like, no. No. And so I do the boring thing and I still do not get what's necessary. Very sad. My insomnia tends to come in streaks though, so with any luck, it'll end at some point. I don't know when exactly, but it always does. I eventually start sleeping again, and then everything's fine for a while, and then for whatever reason, I just can't sleep again for a little while, and eventually that too shall pass. The universe is fickle like that. Okay, that should be fine. Those are all pretty well aligned, so let's see if it still looks bad. I don't know, right here still looks weird. What is weird about right there? I think that's right. Okay. Just my eyes being weird. That happens sometimes. Over here, the angle there is definitely wrong though, so I should fix that. Yeah, and I can see that I left the mesh like this, so I was definitely tired by the end of the day. I'm not surprised that I didn't go super hardcore into getting all this just right. I gotta do it now, though. That's the problem with not doing things right away. You just leave more work for your future self. But I'd say that the me of yesterday kind of earned a break. Sometimes it's okay to unload a little bit of work onto your future self. Just gotta be careful doing that. I'm just gonna keep things simple and look at the mesh here. I've always found it much easier to line up these small little strands just by staring at the mesh, because generally I don't move them around very much. I want to keep them one-to-one with whatever area that I'm using as kind of a template. At most, they might move a little bit up or a little bit down. But in terms of the relative spacing, it stays basically identical. So, the mesh is nice. It means I don't have to think quite as hard. I don't have to look. I just say, oh look, that vertex there, it's moving, and it shouldn't. So I better move it down here so it doesn't squirm. Wonderful, very straightforward. Okay, that's probably good enough. Let's take a look. Yep, seems fine. Okay. So now I can turn this strand back on, and it is so lost. For some of these, I think I'll just be able to move it over and all will be well. I might even reset its position in some areas. Which strand is this? This one. Okay. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do that everywhere. I'm just gonna reset it completely, get rid of everywhere that it was set before, and try to keep the exact same shape and do very minimal movement where necessary. Because I think it's going to be, like, way off and pretty much everywhere. Yeah, like even here and... There it's fine, I guess. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'll just go with what I got, and if something is just looking really bad, I'll think about resetting it then. Okay. I talked myself out of it. We're just gonna keep it like this. Too much, yes. Too much. Oh yeah, I remember now why I had to mess with it a little bit in some places. Because there's a mesh group sitting on top of all this, and it is distorting things a little bit. So I should line up one side and then worry about the other. Okay, that makes sense. I think I want it to be a little bit lower here. I keep forgetting where the strand is. Okay. So this part, I want to come out a little bit. This part, I want to come down a little bit. I'm just going to do the most minimal of all movements. Okay, and then I consult the mesh to straighten everything out. Mesh group actually messed with things quite a bit here. I was not expecting that. Did I have any other distortions on here? Let me actually check that first. Hair behind, middle, front, lower, middle strand. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and unset you. Whoa, all the way up there, huh? Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I guess I start with that. That's fine. I can work with this. But I think doing it like this will be a little bit easier than trying to... Well, maybe not. Man. Mesh is something else. Or the mesh group that's sitting on top of all this is really something else. Okay. Can I undo my unset? Because I think this was actually closer. Yeah. Okay. So this strand might actually be a little bit harder than I expected. I'm just gonna look at it visually first and try to get the shapes the way I want it. I need to pull these guys out here. So the idea at this point is to get this curve to match. I want it to match how it is over here. This curve is actually pretty straight. I think I'm okay with it being a little bit rounder out this way. I don't like the way that these are touching like that. I think it looks pretty bad. So I think it's kind of inevitable that it looks a little bit rounder. And I think it makes sense because we should, in theory, be seeing a little bit more of this strand. Like, it's sideways now. Her head is a little bit more sideways. So in theory, I should be able to get away with something like that. I'm just going to let things be a little bit messy. That is fine. Alright. Now I'm going to curl out the bottom a little bit more too. So this is going to be a considerable difference on my corners here, these two. But I think that is also okay. So let's just make this a nice little curl. Changing the angle of it somewhat. Here we are. Does this idea work, or does it look strange? Yeah, it looks a little bit strange. Okay. We're gonna make it go back to being straight then. Let me just undo a bunch of what I just did here. Okay, in that case, the way to make this connection here look a little bit less strange would be to move it a little bit closer. And if I can't do that, then I guess I'm not worrying about it. Don't think I want to move it much more than that, but I don't know, it kind of does interfere with the flow of the hair a little bit, because you can see here on this angle, it goes off much further. But I think I have all the other strands in the right place. I might be able to get away with moving all this a little bit further to the left, but I don't actually think it would help me that much. It might just be a little bit unfortunate here. Let me see if I can explain why this is such a big deal to me. So, if you think about character design, one of the important things that people talk about is the silhouette. And so when I look at the silhouette of her hair, this side hair goes off into the side and has a little pointy bit over here. And when I have this strand overlapping it, that feeling is lessened. And so her hair feels a little bit less swoopy. Basically, it just makes her hair feel a little bit less full. And a little bit less lively. So I was hoping to avoid it a little bit, but I'm not sure if I can, with the way I did everything else, and I don't know if I want to go through and redo a bunch of things just for that. I think it's okay. I think this might just be a case of basic old perfectionism. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to focus on getting the movement to look nice. And that is all. Alright, so now I'm just going to focus on the spreading out the vertices here, and I think my basement may be possessed. Occasionally a button gets stuck down in one of the toys or something, and it just starts talking, and I get very concerned. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I heard a strange noise, and I realized, oh, it's just a stuffed animal talking. All is well. Wait. Okay, well, I was distracted by that for a moment, and I realized that... I was like, okay, well, let's get the vertices to line up nicely. This looks okay, and then I go back and look over here, and I just have this triangle pointing out in this direction. More jump scares. Just jump scares everywhere this morning. Okay. Well, let's try to get them to all point in the same direction. So once again, mesh consultation time. Just gonna slowly go through it all and get them all lined up. I think I can probably do some of this visually, but mostly I just want to make sure that this highlight through here is in the right spot, because it was what made me think of wanting to just unset and redo everything was that highlight in particular was sliding up considerably. So that is what I will be looking for the most, and I realize that the mesh here is a little bit messy in the original, it looks like. If I recall correctly, this was one of the areas that I did last on the hair. So, I was probably, just gotta get it done. I want to be done with the mesh. Because it took me a while, if I remember correctly, meshing this entire thing. I think I was at it for a good week. Before I finally got it all done. And I mean, to be fair, that was back when I was only streaming for about an hour at a time. But still, that was still a good, 7 or 8 hours of meshing. Just meshing. God, I need to find that toy. It's just gonna keep shouting at me all morning. The toy in question here is a little bluey doll that my daughter's grandpa got her. And she likes it a lot, and when you give Bluey there a hug, she says lines from the show and occasionally plays the theme song. So I just keep hearing these random words of, I've got an idea for real life. And then occasionally the Bluey theme song. And I didn't know where it was coming from at first, so I was like, oh no, is there a ghost in my house? Because I have headphones on when I stream, so I didn't hear it clearly, so I couldn't quite make out the noise and what the doll was saying. Alright. I get the strand there. Oh yes, I couldn't quite make out the words or what the doll was saying, so I was a little worried. I just kept hearing these mysterious noises. I was wondering if my daughter had another bad dream and was coming down the stairs or something. But then I didn't hear anything for a while, and it was very spooky. Okay, and once I clean that up, I think that'll be perfect. Just after making that little move there to round out the strand, I made a couple of areas just a little bit crunchy, so gotta straighten them out. That is at least not a mesh consultation thing. That is a thing where I look at the art and I see, does this strand flow nicely? Yes or no? This area never flows nicely, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good shape. Looks about the same as it did on my just default turn here. I did not straighten out the bottom part quite well enough. Well, to be fair, it's in the part that never seems to look good, so... Probably has something to do with it. I always flail through here every time I need to touch the spot. It's fine, I can flail a little bit more. I think I've really only got 2 more angles I need to do this on, since most of them are looking fine. And of course, for the right turns, it gets just completely shoved under the rug where I don't have to worry about it at all, which is very nice. No. Right here! Why does right here never want to align properly? What did I ever do to you? Mesh, help. What am I doing wrong? What did I do to offend this part? Okay. I don't know, but I've at least got a couple of ideas for what might help. Okay, I think that's fine. So now I just gotta do it for these two. Let me actually go check the top and bottom first. Is there anything I would like to fix here? Actually, yes. Okay. It's alright, this is why I check these things. It's pretty minor, though. I just feel like it is arcing a little bit too much there. Like I said, super minor. We'll have to consult the mesh in order to get this to be round in the right way, and I see some stuff sliding around and whatnot. It is just easier to get it all just right with the help of the mesh. First, I wanted to make sure that I have the angle of the curve and all that good stuff working out. Get everything into the right place, and then worry about getting all the vertices to be perfectly aligned. Then worry about cleanup. Yeah, and once I fix that weirdness through there, that should be great. Okay. I think I have this angle working for me. I continue to be baffled about my decisions up here, but that's fine. Let us align the vertices now. And oh boy, do they need some aligning. These thin strands really are just so much more picky about where things end up. I notice the changes, and I hesitate to call them mistakes, but just where the mesh is not one-to-one the same, much more easily on these thin strands. It's okay, that's why we can consult the mesh and ask for its opinion. And it'll get me through. I don't really want to... So all of these are getting much closer together. If you watch all the vertices down to this dark area, they are very much getting closer together, but I don't think I can really fix that. I might just have to spread them out a little bit, or spread out the compression a little bit here. So I'll just make all the vertices just very slightly closer together. So this way it won't be all gathered up at the bottom. And the problem can just be spread out everywhere. And it'll lessen the impact of all the vertices just getting a little bit closer together. I think it'll be fine. So I don't really want to pull the bottom down anymore. I think it is in a fine spot. Okay, and there's a lump there, but that aside, how's everything else? Okay. I think we're good. I'm not gonna be overly picky here, but I do want to get that lump out of there. And then I think it'll just be cleanup. Yeah, I think that's fine. So now I just go back over it one more time and get rid of any little bumps and various other things that I don't like. This is where I clean and I get everything perfect. Get everything to where I want it to be at the very end. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, it looks okay visually here. Let's see how it looks in motion. I think I want to pull the bottom out just a little bit. So I'm going to move that just a tad to the right here. Just like that. Just a tiny little movement. I don't even think I need to make any further adjustments. Okay, I lied, I do. Okay. So be it. I'm not right all the time, I'll tell you that much. There we go, just wanted to kinda straighten out that angle there. Little bit more. Kind of right through there. Still got a little bit of a bump. There we go. Okay, that is good. Let us check the bottom here. Oh, it's not attached. I think I adjusted the bottom strand there, so that makes sense. But yes, it is no longer attached. That's a problem. Sure is. Alright, start at the top there, properly attach it there, and then we get the big problem of this part down here, which needs to just come in all the way through and be attached. There we go. I'm definitely going to have to adjust some angles there. Let me see which areas need to be adjusted. Not as bad as I feared. Okay. was concerned for a second there, but I don't actually think it's that bad. We'll need to consult the mesh again, though. Why are you moving higher? You should not be moving higher. The head is turning down. You need to be lower. Very important. Alright, I think that's good for an initial position. Let us adjust the vertex positioning. Try to get their spacing good, so just repeating the process once more. I kind of like just going through and doing the same strand on every angle, because at this point, I know exactly what to expect. There are no surprises here anymore. I've done it, what? Well, only twice right now, but I've done it a couple of times. So at this point, I kind of know which areas are important and how it tends to get messed up. I got a nice rhythm going, basically. Okay, through here is looking pretty good, actually. Not a lot of squirming. Yeah, but the bottom's having some issues. So I'll go ahead and look at this area carefully and give it all the attention that it needs. Okay, I think that should be good. Let's take a look. I don't even think there's that many spots that I have to kind of smooth out. I see a couple of crunchy spots near the top here. Okay, this part is coming out a little bit too high, but that is fortunate because that is also where all the crunchy spots are, so I can just slide this on over and hopefully make it come out at the right point with a tiny little change like this. Something like that. Okay, I think that's good. So that's these two, and then I assume... Oh, okay, you are not properly hidden under the rug on this angle, and I cannot have that. So I got a little bit to do on my right angles, it looks like. That's fine. This will be nice and easy. It'll be nice to have something nice and easy after all that. Just carefully hide everything under the rug. Actually, this one does kind of need to be up there, doesn't it? Oh, that's fine. Alright. Let me make sure I didn't break anything important there. Okay, I think I can hide it under the rug just a bit better. I do want to try to avoid making it as crunchy as I can make it. And make it a little thicker going up there. I do think that I probably will need a set of vertices between here for other reasons, so I won't humor straightening this out for too long, but let's see if there's anything I can do. No, I really don't think I can. Okay, not gonna worry about it. I will worry about it later. How about down here? Do I need to shove things under the rug down here? A little bit. I see a little bit peeking out over there. No peeking allowed. There we go. So let's see. Do you have the same problem here? Yeah, it does. You can see it gets all wavy and weird through here, but I really don't think I can fix that without another set of vertices right through here. And I already know those are going to have to exist later because of the line on the face. There's shenanigans. It's fine. I will fix it at some point. But for now, off to these turns. So let's see, what do I need to do to fix this? Do I have you unset here? Here behind. Yes, that is you. We will unset. And I will do that here as well. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think I still got a little bit of stuff to fix. That's not too bad. This one's worse, and I've decided I'm doing it first. I'm doing the worst one first today. So first thing is I noticed that the bottom of the strand was not properly lined up with my top turn. So I'm trying to get it to be the correct length through there, and then I will worry about getting the overall shape of everything there right. So I kind of feel like, let's see, I need to straighten this out here. Then I want to bring this back here just a little bit. Nothing too drastic here, just a little. Don't mind the crunchiness for now, that'll be fixed momentarily. Okay, I think this is where I want things. So that means, next step, we consult the mesh again. I will line it up with the left turn. I think I can do either the left or the top here. And while I am consulting the mesh, I will also try to clean up everything along the way. Try to get rid of any crunchy spots that I see. I'm probably gonna have to go back over it again to get rid of them all, but nah, that's fine. I don't have to do it in one pass, but no harm in getting started. I can actually use how crunchy the hair looks as a sign as to whether or not I'm on the right track, more or less. Because if the vertices are aligned well, everything tends to be a little bit less crunchy. Okay, I need to pull some of these down before I can get the ones further up in the right spot. Because everything was compressing super hard here. All the vertices were just getting so close together. They had no personal space. But now I have a little bit more room to fix that. I'm probably gonna have to change a lot about the vertices that I had to move down here in order to accomplish that. But I do like going top to bottom when I can. And when it makes sense. And I think it makes sense here. So by giving myself that little bit of room, I'll be able to align things over here just a little bit better. And then I can worry about the parts lower down afterwards. Alright, but I am indeed getting closer and closer to the bottom. There were just some shenanigans here that needed to be fixed up. And indeed, it's looking like I'm gonna have to move all the vertices and make them a little bit closer together again. Because this bottom part is... I guess I can get away with moving it down just a little bit here. I think that'll be okay. But yeah, the vertices were getting pretty close together there. And I think that would have looked strange if I didn't try to spread it out at least a little. Alright, are we okay here? Yeah, I think things are pretty close. Let me go do a de-crunchify pass here. See how things are looking. Yep, I think things are fine. Now I just gotta make things a little bit less crunchy in a couple of areas. Same method as I've been doing for all of them so far. Except for the right turns, I guess, where I was just shoving everything under the rest of the hair. Just do the rigging equivalent of grabbing all your stuff and throwing it under your bed and declaring the room clean. Just shove it all under the rug. But alas, here I could not quite get away with shoving it under the rug, so gotta make everything nice. Make sure nothing's crunchy. This area is always a little bit tricky to de-crunchify, but I think I got it. No, right there is still no good. Okay, I think that's probably fine. I'll check it out. We'll see how things look. Oh, okay. So the part at the bottom, I shoved it in a little bit too much. Okay. That's actually a fairly big thing that I need to change then, so let's grab the brush. That'll make my life a little bit easier here, and just pull that over. Actually gonna consult the mesh one more time. Okay. A little bit overzealous in my straightening there. That is all. Okay, seems good. Let's go do the lower left now. This is the last one. And then this strand should be in the right place in every angle. And honestly, I think this doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's right. When I was deciding which one to do first, I picked the harder one. So I'm just like, oh, this one's actually looks pretty easy. Nice! I had somehow forgotten in the, 30 minutes. No, it didn't take me that long. It took me, 10. Whatever. But yeah, so the time it took me to finish putting that together, I had completely forgotten that I picked the harder, or the harder one first this time. Well, thank you, me from a few minutes ago. Now I get to have an easier time. But look, this is what happens when you get 4 hours of sleep for a week. Your brain is only vaguely aware of what's going on around you. Okay. I think those are good positions. Let's straighten everything out now. Alright, here are some basics. Let's get in there. Okay, this part's actually kind of tricky, but I think I know where the vertices are unhappy. Okay, there we go. I feel like I'm getting somewhere now. As always, when it comes to small strands like this, it always seems to magnify any spot where the vertices are just a little bit out of alignment. So I always like to stare at the mesh very intensely, just so I can kind of get those vertices properly spaced. And much like the last angle I was working on, I'm also kind of trying to straighten things out as I go. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. I'll do another pass at the end to get things looking a little bit nicer. Yeah, like here, I'll straighten those out a little bit later. I think the vertices are a fair distance apart from each other. So I think it'll be fine when I go back and go to adjust them. At this point, I just want these guys to have the exact amount of personal space they desire. Because after all, you know, some people, some vertices, they want certain amounts of space. Some need more than others. Some want to be closer to those around them, and some just kind of want to be left alone. So at this point, I'm just trying to find that sweet spot for each one. Okay, and you're lined up down here. Oh, you're a little bit long, actually. Okay, but this should be fine. Okay, let's go zoom out and take a look. Make sure everything is in about the right spot before I just go in and decrunchify everything. Actually, I feel like this highlight could stand to be a little bit longer. It tells me that it is probably not quite in the right spot. Doesn't look too bad, actually, so I'm surprised that it looks, I don't know, so wrong. So I'll go ahead and spread some things out through there. Did that help? Yep, that seems fine. Let's go make this less crunchy now. See what I got here. Once again, the area that never quite seems to want to look smooth to my eyes for some reason. It's alright, I'll poke at it for a little bit, try to get it as good as I can. Because I think everyone here deserves all the attention. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty smooth. Let's see how it moves. Good enough. Okay. Hooray! So, I also want to take a look at this part. Let me see. Is it good in the lower turns here? Yeah, so it's really only the upper turns that I think look a bit weird when I shake her head around. And I think I know exactly what to do to fix that. So here I'm only going to be touching the upper turns. And all I want to do is get a really, really big brush and make it just a little bit taller. Make it look like her head is not going quite as far back as before. Got myself that time. I tried to hit shift to change the size of the brush, because that's what you do in Krita. Does not work in this program. But I caught myself that time. I stopped hitting shift and used my mouse to go click the thing that actually changes the size of the brush. I was just always very easily amused when I get my wires crossed between programs. And the autopilot and muscle memory just starts coming in and is like, oh yes, I want to change the size of my brush. I hit this button. It's like, no, you don't, brain. Think about it for a second. You don't. Brains are funny. I always like noticing these things because I think it can tell us a lot about how we work and how our brain works for us. Because it is doing its best to try to, I guess, reduce the load that the world puts on us and make everything a little bit more manageable. And this is true for a lot of things. It's why anybody that wants to become an artist, the first thing you have to learn how to do is train your brain to look at what's actually there, as opposed to what you think is there. Because your brain does its best to offload a lot of the visual stimuli you get, and make it easier to handle it all. Because, I mean, if you could pick out every detail of everything that you look at all times, that would get tiring. There's a lot in this world. The world is very big and very interesting. There's a lot there to sift through. So your brain's gotta do its best not to just get tired from seeing everything. Not tired, not overwhelmed. And thus things get simplified into symbols, into just something that the brain itself can understand a little bit better. And it's absolutely fascinating. Look, I complain about bodies a lot, but I do think they're very cool. I just feel like I'm being held back by mine sometimes. Especially when I'm not sleeping. It's the worst. Worst. Can't do half the things that I want because my brain is working at like half speed. I had a nap yesterday, so maybe it's at 60 or 70% today. I don't know. But it's still not good. Still annoying. There's nothing I can do about it. It's terrible. I have done so much to try to make it so that I can sleep. I sleep at a consistent time. I have no distractions in my room. I never bring electronics into my room. Only thing electronic in my room is my alarm clock so I can get up on time. And I do have a separate alarm clock. I don't use my phone as an alarm clock. Like I said, I try to avoid anything that'll keep me awake. And anything that could be used as a distraction to sleep. And yet here I am. Sometimes brains are just like that. Okay, so now I'm just trying to shape this back hair a bit. Well, this isn't the back hair, but the hair on the back here. Just trying to get its shape looking nice. Matching it up with my forward-facing turn as best I can. Overall, I think it's looking pretty good. I just need to get those last few parts working for me. Oh yeah, I think I should be able to finish this tonight as well. I actually think that unless things go exceptionally badly all of a sudden, I might even be able to get started on the back hair. Not sure if I'll be able to finish it. Depends on how far off it is. I do remember that a while back I spent a bunch of time trying to get it right, so with any luck it'll already look pretty good. But I don't remember because I have it all, like, turned off. But it'd be pretty cool if I could at least get it started. Because if I can get decently far with that, then maybe I could at least get this, I don't know, most of the hair, and thus most of the head turns, done this week. There's only gonna, after today, the only day I'll be rigging is Saturday, because Friday is Subnautica and Sunday is Infinity Nikki. But with any luck, I can get it done there, and then, you know, once Monday rolls around, I can get some of those extra keyframes that I need in order to line everything up the way I want it to be. Almost there. I'm hoping the body turns go a little bit more smoothly for me. I do not plan to be as elaborate or ambitious there, so I am also hoping that helps. What can I say? Her hair is fantastic, and I really wanted to make sure that it was moving wonderfully. And I think it is fine for the head turns to take up like 90% of the time you spend on a model, since that is what people will be looking at. Right now I'm just trying to kind of perfect this lighter pink part. Just not entirely satisfied with some of the angles that it was out there. It needs to be kind of straight, and it was kind of round. Okay, that seems fine. Gonna itch my eye here. Alright, there we go, that's better. So now I just gotta carry it over to the corners. Fun times. Alright, here we go. Fortunately, most of it really is. I just raise up this top part here. And I didn't even raise it that much. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. And then I just smooth out some of the lumpy parts. Ah, the joy of using the brush. Things move so easily, but it never gets it quite right, you know? I always gotta go in and smooth out a bunch of stuff afterward. So let's see what I got here. So now I'm just trying to get the shape of the pink part right again. It'll probably take me a few tries, but that is perfectly normal. First part that looks so simple. There's a surprising amount to it. Also, my finger is starting to get a little bit tired from scrolling so much. Alright. The pink part here actually didn't get raised up quite as much as the other side did, so I gotta go push this up a little. There we go. That should be good. I don't want to zoom out all the way. My scroll finger's getting a little bit tired. Okay, a little bit more. Little bit more. I actually think the problem that I'm seeing here isn't even in this part. I think it's in this part. Little bit too round through here. So let's make this a little bit more subdued. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, that should be fine. One more angle. Let me see if her head is swinging around better already. Actually, yes. Okay, so now I just line it up over here. One more time. So I raise this up a little. Back here too. This side it's a little bit bigger, so I got a little bit more to puff up there. Okay, seems good. And now I shape it. This part might take a little bit longer here, but I am prepared. The overall shape, I think, is going to be mostly determined by the right turn. But I just kind of want to get it started with the top turn, just to make sure that it's all in good spots vertically. Because yeah, I can see it's fanning up a bit right over there. So that tells me that things should be lower right through here. Easy enough to do. I'm actually going to consult the mesh a little bit here. Just because I feel like some of these vertices are sliding around a bit more than they should. And consulting the mesh is good for identifying sliding. Alright, how's it doing? Okay, pretty good. Now I line up the pink parts again. I think the top might actually be just a tad too high right there. Just a tad. And then I raise up the pink parts again. Same step, just different angle. Okay, and off to aligning pink parts. I'm just gonna check them without zooming out because my finger is still tired. Okay. Let's see, are we good here too? Yeah, I think so. Alright, looks good to me. And there we go. I have, like, all of her hair good here. I'm so happy. Look at her go. I think I do want to do the back hair before I do the shadows, but I will turn her body on. She can have a body again. Oh yeah, I think I can be pretty happy with that. That looks pretty nice. Okay, let's get this on. Still gonna leave these off. I'm not gonna worry about her shoulder hair for now. Okay, so let's do the 4 here. 4 basic directions. My 4 cardinal directions. North, south, east, and west. And I must say, they actually do look pretty good. I am not sure if I'm going to have too much to adjust here. That would make me quite happy. Yeah, I actually do think that it looks really good. At least at this angle. We'll see what the other angles have in store for me, but this one pleases me. Good job, past self. This one is good. Let's see if we can make it just a little bit better. The mesh, on the other hand, past self, not sure what you were thinking there. Mesh, more than a bit messy. My goodness, okay, how am I supposed to move anything like this? I don't think my past self had any malice here, but man. So hard to work with. See if I can smooth out the side a bit here. I'm not sure if I can. I'm guessing my past self tried and gave up, and that's why it was like that in the first place. But if I can get it even just a little bit better, I think that would be wonderful. I mean, so far so good. That's a lot smoother than it was before, so I'll take it. I will take that. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, I think that's decent for that. But about for over here? Actually, yeah, seems pretty good. Okay, I think I got a few things I want to fix in the lower turn. And on the upper turn, I think all I'm going to do is try to smooth out over here again. Let me see if I can get any idea on how to make this a little bit better in this lower turn. Let's see here. What I don't like is this part right there. That kind of reddish part. I feel like it's just moving up too much. Everything that just looks so compressed here. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Let's see if I can do a little bit more. Okay. That is better. Slide some of this down too while I'm at it. And then try to smooth out this outer edge just a little. I actually managed to get it decently smooth, unlike my left turn. Round out the edge there, and I think that'll be good. My past self did pretty well here, so that is very nice, saving me a lot of trouble. I figured that this would be a whole ordeal, so I'm actually really happy that it isn't. And that everything just... Well, I mean, it's going. I think I'm gonna have it done. I mean, heck, it's not even 6 yet. Well, that's a little bit crunchy still. Let's try to smooth this out a little. Yeah, I think that's better. So let's see how it all looks together here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now I just gotta check the corners. Okay, corners need a bit of work. Oh yeah, I didn't adjust it at all for the changes I made back here. So I guess I'll start with the right turns, since they are going to require a little bit of shoving into the rug here. Just a little bit, it seems. I don't think I want anything showing in these upper parts. That can just be completely pushed over. Okay. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's not lined up at all. actually think it might be easier to unset here. Let's try it. Yep, much easier. Let's just do that here too. Yeah, I think that's worth. So yes, we'll start with the right corners here. I guess I'll do the lower left one since I'm here, or lower right one, excuse me. Since I'm right here. I don't think I need to change very much though. I think it's already looking pretty strong. Let's just go ahead and kind of clean up the edge here, and I think that'll cover most of what I needed to fix there. Might need to fix something here. Yeah, definitely do. And down here. Okay, we're gonna need to hide some hair, so this way I can kind of see what I'm doing. This one. This one. Tiny strand, and that should be plenty. Okay. I'm going to focus down here first, because this is the part that's important. I'll get this up here clean. I'll call it that. I am not going to focus too hard on aligning everything to be just right. But I will try to get it clean. The stuff down here, though, this needs to be aligned. Because this is actually going to be visible when she turns her head downward like this. All of this will be visible. So this is a case where I'm actually starting from the bottom and working my way up. So slightly different from usual, where I start at the top and then go to the bottom. But in this case, the bottom is the point that matters, so it makes more sense to line it up first. Alright, let's just get this a little bit clean. I'm not gonna worry about getting it perfect, but I want it to be fairly smooth. Give me a little bit more room for physics shenanigans. And if I need to make it cleaner than this in order to accommodate the physics that I want, I can do that when the time comes. For now, I do this. Okay. This seems fine. Let's go up here now. Is there anything that I want to kind of fix up here? I get the feeling that I want to make it clean, of course, but yeah, the bottom is still a little bit wobbly kind of through there. And then here I will get it clean again, but just clean, a little more than that. Okay, let's go turn her hair back on. So I can see it with all the hair. And see if everything is moving the way that I want it to. Okay, this angle still needs a bit more work. I might need to hide the hair again, but I will cross that bridge when I get there. Let's focus on this bottom part. Really get all this looking lovely. I think here is still wrong, though. Yep, sure is. Man, right there, just not quite working out. Let's see what the mesh says. Maybe a little bit higher up then. Okay, I think that looks all right. Let's see how it looks in motion. Okay, got a little bit of stuff I need to smooth out on this side too. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Let's see, how do you need to be smoothed here? Okay, I see. Like this. Certain parts just going up a little bit too high. That is fine. I can fix that. And then just some basic old compression down there. Okay, I'm still actually not quite happy. Oops. With the way things look right here. I think this actually needs to come down and needs to be a little bit straighter right through here, which I was not expecting. Sometimes these things take me by surprise. It's fine. It does curve, but that curve is a little bit lower down, so it makes sense that we do not see the curve quite as strongly with her head tilted back like this. Let me see. Mesh, why is this part not cooperating? Okay. It's supposed to go out like this. This mesh is very messy, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to read. And similarly, I'm betting this dark, kind of more reddish part is supposed to move a little bit more like this. Alright, that seems much better. And it swings over nicely. Okay, I think I need to make that dark red spot a little bit higher. I pulled the vertices a little bit too far down. It's fine. Just gotta pull them back up. Yeah, I think this looks fine. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's still stuff I gotta fix over here. To be fair, I did move this strand pretty far over to the side, so that might be related. I think I actually would like to push things a little bit further to the left on my basic left turn to kind of sell the turn a little bit more. Yeah, even at the bottom. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll need to smooth it out, of course, but I like the idea. So let's smooth this out. Okay, actually a little bit crunchy up there still. Let me check everything and make sure that it's the way I want it to be first. I think I actually want this to be tucked in just a little bit more here. I actually will mostly be following that strand. Maybe it should completely, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. That way I don't have to worry about the outer edge so much. And just push everything on over like this. And it's convenient when the edge is hidden under the rug, where I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think that looks nice. And it's easy. Isn't it great when things can be nice and easy? And I don't have to pick between having something look good and having an easy time. I get so happy. So now we'll just kind of clean up the edges here. And I think that'll be good. Hello there, Edgy Kitty. Oh, it's all good. As always, you can just stop by when you have time. I'm not expecting any kind of commitment to show up all the time, just, you know, when you want to come, when it's fun and convenient. I think that's the way streams should be watched. When you want to and when it makes you happy. Okay, I think I can actually pull this highlight a little bit further to the left as well. So I think I will. Alright, I think that's good. Now I just gotta apply that to the two corners. Let's see, do I want to do that today? I think I do. I think I've got it in me. Especially since I think I will fix many problems just by doing this. Unset. Unset. Now, in theory, things should be lined up a bit better, and all I have to do is clean. Yep. Alright, let's clean, shall we? I think this needs to come in just a little at the bottom there, but otherwise, it's all over here. All the problems are over here. Honestly, with the back hair, that tends to be how it is, because this area is mostly covered by other hair, whereas this area is mostly visible. So it's only natural that this area has more problems. I'm sure if I could actually see all the stuff going on the other side, that there'd be more problems, but I can't, so here we are. The right just gets blamed for everything. Alright, and then this bottom part. I'm gonna consult the mesh for this. It's the way some of the stuff down here moves, tends to elude me a little bit. I get a little bit confused. The mesh is a mess, and it makes it hard to predict. This, too, will be a lesson that I carry with me into the future. Mesh these things better. You'll move them more than you expect. Just trying to get this shape right here. Trying to shape the whole thing. Easier said than done, because, like I said, this mesh is a mess. But I'm doing my best. I really am. But, it doesn't want to make me scream internally. Externally a little bit, but I'm able to contain it with internal screaming. For now. For now. Okay, I think this is fine. So now I just gotta do the same down here. On my lower left turn. And then all will be well. And I realize that I actually kind of want to tuck this part in here. I wasn't looking at the left side of her hair quite as closely, and I probably should have been. It's completely covered on this side, so that's fine. Oh, no, it actually isn't. There's a part down here. Okay, I should do something about that. I almost missed that. I should definitely make sure that this looks okay. I think this part is actually supposed to line up with some of that. So let's go move that over quite a lot. Okay, that seems fine. And on this end, it is all completely covered. So all I have to do is worry about the upper right. Okay, I think that is lined up pretty well with all that. I think I'm actually gonna line this part up with what I did up here. Wow, that looks funky. That's fine, it could look a little funky. It is covered. I just want to make sure that the couple of parts where it's not covered looks okay. Okay, gotta turn that back on just so nothing squirms out. There we go. Okay, all is well. Do I have to do it over here too? Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Over there right now. So yeah, all the upward turns just have this extra little quirk to deal with. That's fine. It's not so bad. Just trying to make sure that it looks kind of like it's continuing from the side back here. Probably would have been easier if I had made this area part of the back hair and just had this part end over here. Might have made a little bit more sense. But I can make this work pretty easily. It's fine, just a little bit silly. That's all. You know, I didn't actually expect adjusting this part to be so difficult, but here we are. It's just a little finicky. But I think that's fine. Alright, back over here. Let's just go ahead and get this side while I'm thinking about it, since this is the last angle where it will be at all relevant. Kinda want it to line up with all the other dark parts in the previous spots in the hair. So these guys up here. I think it looks a little bit better that way. Make it just look like a little continuation. Alright. Yeah, I'll have to do that over here too, but that's okay. Yeah. Alright, let's do that on this turn too, because I somehow missed that. Somehow missed it when I was doing the rest of the hair. It's pretty easy to miss, to be fair. But it's okay, I can go and get it now. Now that I have noticed. Okay, this is actually going to be weird then, isn't it? Oh boy, alright. Well, let's see what I can do here. Why are you freaking out so much, little turn? Oh, that's why you're freaking out so much. Understandable. You know, sometimes the answer is just easy. I look there and I see that the vertices are moving half a world away, and I'm like, oh, yeah. That would do it, wouldn't it? Kind of are over here too, so let's bring these back up. Alright, and do a little bit more mesh consultation to kind of just get these last parts lining up the way that I want them to. Nope, you were supposed to go that way. Until my brain is starting to get a little bit dyslexic, which means I should probably stop soon. I am going to try to finish the back hair, though. Try to make life a little bit easier for my future self on Saturday. See if I can't just get all this stuff done here. Because this is the last thing. This is the last layer, except for the shoulder hair, that is not totally done. And I don't feel like I have that much to fix. I really don't. Just a little bit of stuff over here, and I think everything is in a decent spot. It just needs to be cleaned. Just a little bit of cleaning still. But I think it's almost in a place where I can be totally satisfied. And I can be very happy with my progress today. I was a little bit worried with how long it took me to do my corrections on the Strand from Hell, but I got through it all. I told you guys, I'll always win in the end. I am the artist, so I decide what happens in the universes that I create. There is nothing anyone can do about it. kind of nice because I don't actually feel like I have to be super precise in where a lot of these things go. On the back hair here. Just precise enough that it's not squirming and looking bad. The closer and more accurate I can get it, though, I think the better it'll look. So I am trying to get as close as I can manage. And we'll see how many corrections my future self decides she wants to do tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Subnautica. On, on Saturday. Honestly, I'm looking forward to playing more Subnautica. I've been having a lot of fun with that game. Pretty good so far. Alright, yeah, I think this is looking pretty okay here. Still got a little bit of squirming going on down at the bottom here, so let's see how much of that I can work out. Just some of those areas where the vertices are so interconnected here that sometimes it can be hard to tell which one I need to move in order to actually get the effect that I want. Like I said, the mesh, it's just a mess. Total mess. Oh, past self, why did you do this to me? Okay, that seems good. So now let's just do the lower left here. Won't be doing shadows today, but that is fine. I can do those next time. Oh, and here I don't have that annoying highlight to worry about. It is covered up. Lovely. That'll save me some effort. This highlight, the one that's over here, currently covered up by the strand, is probably the hardest part of the back hair here. It never wants to align for me. Never. Okay, looks like it's going to be peeking out just a little bit here, so I will let it do that. It won't look right if I don't let it, so here we are. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this is. How it's going. I might need to consult the mesh. Because I don't think over here is right. Yes, and I am indeed correct there. Okay, but on the bright side, this brown part through here is a little bit too thin, so that means that this should actually be a little bit more to the right. Should be going this way. And that means that I will probably get the other side into shape too. In theory, you know. We have to see how it actually looks. So I'm going to focus on that brown part there, and then I'll worry about anything else. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty okay, and then there's a little part, it's a little bit hard to see, kind of through here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I think that should be good. Let me check it against everything. Yeah, I think that's good. Let her waggle her head around, and I think everything is moving nicely. Some weird shenanigans on how I had to rig the right side aside. Look at it go. I think that's basically everything. I have a few things that are face that I want to fix, and then of course I still need to turn on all the shadows from the hair and all that good stuff. But yeah, in terms of placement, I think that this looks pretty convincing. Her head is waggling about. We're finally gonna be done with the head turns. Heck yeah. Alright, looking forward to Saturday. But for now, this is where I'll be stopping for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow.